So let's start with our 8th edition of this Let's Talk About the blog. Here's the guy talking to you. And here we will open the blog. Just the website is opening. While it's opening, I have to stay on this scene because otherwise it will not continue to open. Right-wing thoughts is pop already. Have a frog I wrote. Need to drink more water. And soon the page is showing up with the text, and then I will scroll down to where I want to talk today. And it's already quite late, so I will not make it too long. It should not be more than 1 hour. Today I think there will be also no link to show, so could be fast talking. So here we have the blog about political themes, the satanic matrix system. A good human is just a hypocrite without value. The migrant homes, there are some troubles here and there, and I think media bring the right wing is acting against the migrants. They have some demonstrations sometimes, and even this can be organized because also the right wing is under the Jewish control of the system. There's nothing out or not much out of control. The system wants to control everything, optimize the system. It's like with the computer. So, and that's why we have to wait for the police report first, which is also part of the system, but at least they have to investigate who caused the fire or who caused the killing of a migrant. And then I think in all cases even, it was always the migrants themselves, which also indicates what kind of energy they bring with them. But on another hand, also you have to save these homes, or I would call this concentration camps, that they are also not ethnically not very well organized, or it can actually not be organized better. So the whole thing is designed to make trouble. So this is what we will do today. Now it's more about the political system. In German language they call the citizen Bürger, and Bürger, the hamburger. Bürger is actually referring to the castle, and the Bürger are people who are connected with the castle at least, or actually living inside the castle. So the Shieldbürger, I visit first. Is actually the The shield burger is the guard at the gate, and the soldier, so the soldier of the Lord in this area is also a burger, but also the people around the borg, the castle. In Scottish they understand it better. Edinburgh, the Borg of Eddie. Anyway, so this is actually the term burger coming from, and that means in English more or less citizen, but nowadays it has changed. Burger is also servants to the one power, to the state, to the status quo. And so these burger of the past, they got more and more under control, yeah, and actually more and more slaves. And this will continue also. This is not yet the end. But now we refer burger to the term Bürgen. And Bürgen means something like you have to pay for everything. You're responsible for everything. I don't know the English term, but you can look it up yourself. But it means like this. Then another word. Part in English means to part. That's what I'm writing here for the Germans. And this is in the meaning of divide and conquer. Yeah? Part is also to divide. So all parties are meant to divide the people. And then there's a book of law about penalties, and you can see the paragraph, and they write in this paragraph under letter B. When you read this, or it's more for German people, but maybe in English they have this also, that all parties are criminal organizations. You can read it out of this text. It's very clear for those who can understand, of course. I think many people would not like to understand this, that they write in B under an exception, who are refrained from some penalty, and this is political parties, and so when you read this especially for the Germans, read this paragraph, and then you will see that they actually say that all parties are criminal organizations, and this makes things even worse when people know, people who go to vote, that they actually elect criminal organizations like mafia. So this is here about election. Should I vote or should I not vote? The answer is very clear. You should not, because you vote against yourself. Because these criminal organizations will work always against you. And it is actually so easy to find this out. 25 years ago, I did my last election after 1 year. I did this only 1 year, 3 elections, one federal and one communal and one of the state where I lived. So, and then I realized this is all bullshit anyway. The parties that I would like to have in power they have no power, they don't get over the 5% total, and the others, they promise something and then they do other things. But 25 years ago it was still better. So the people didn't realize this so much. It was of course also already slowing down, but not as much as nowadays. Now it is more visible. That's why they need more control. And that's it. So I stopped voting, And then my life changed also. So it has to do with myself, but maybe also with some registration. Because if you don't go to vote, they don't know what you are voting for, and this doesn't matter anyway, because these parties are all system parties. You just make your cross, and the cross, the X, has a meaning also. XXX 666. Yeah. So you make your cross, and a double X is also a 666 as well, the double six, and you vote then for the system. And when I don't go to the election, and in communal elections, they are not so. They should be actually more interested in the communal elections. That means only the city and the area around to elect the mayor or something, because this is something which is more visible. But the people pay more attention to the federal election. This is up to 70%. The statistics say it's up to 70% who go to vote. And I believe also that this number should be correct. This is a number which the system really wants to know. They don't want to know really who, who votes for who, but how many people stand behind the system. And so you have 30% who are not interested in this, really. Yeah, they give a shit on this. And that's, of course, a number which, when they have consciousness, this is a number already enough to demolish the system. Because the other 70%, they are only weaklings, and maybe another 10 to 20% they would fight for the system. So, and that's why they have to be always careful gambling like this. So when you go to the election, you make your cross, you vote for the system. That's what you need to understand. 25 years ago, I didn't understand it. I was like most of the people, just not interested. It's all shit. You know, it doesn't matter. And I didn't vote. But because I didn't vote, I was not registered. Because when you go to vote, you go with your ID card. And so they know you go to vote and the other guy doesn't go to vote. And when you don't go to vote, you don't support the system. That means you are potentially against the system. Yeah. And so in your account, in your profile, the criminal profiling, which they do about everyone, about every person. Remember the meaning of the word person, jurisdictional term. It might have an influence, and I'm sure it has an influence, because in my life it was like this. Even in the end, it was actually for good. That you have some difficulties, you know, and maybe you lose your job, or you are treated that you lose your job, you don't get other opportunities, you are not happy, whatever. And I know that there's some information about me also. I have a source who was telling me this. I don't want to go into this further, but they collect information, and this in very strange places where you would never think it would be. Yeah, but because it's more personal, I would not like to talk about it here, but I can tell you they collect information from, you know, America, NSA, as you know. And so this informant told me that this is not good information about myself, which I'm happy about, because when the information from the system about me is not good, that means I am right. I am on the right way. When you understand that this system is such a, and about system is very clear. System is computer, machine, welcome to the machine, money, time, and it's programmed. You are programmed. We are programmed. And so this bullshit, I don't know, only crazy people would really want this. The unnatural life, prefer over the natural life. And is it? So I advise everyone around the world, even though they will recognize that you are not voting anymore, but they don't know the reason yet. Yeah? So it's just a red alert about you. You should not vote any of these parties. Even there are some parties which have a nice program, which you program again, system program, which you would mostly agree with. They will never, most of the things that they promise, they will never do, and or they cannot do because they are just too small, or they don't even get to the parliament. The word parliament means also parlez-vous français? That means speaking tournament only, as Hitler said in Mein Kampf, My Struggle. Anyway, so you should not vote any party, never ever. Yeah. Even the National Socialist, if you would prefer this, you should not vote also. You don't need to vote for anybody. You don't need someone to represent you, and you also don't need a big state like this. Yeah. If I imagine for Germany, I can imagine only to live in a certain place in the city with surrounding villages, and then the farmers bring the food, the natural food, to the markets like it was in the past, and manufacturing in the cities. So this is the life what we need. We don't need anything else. And if you need to protect Germanic land, okay, then you have the city council. That means all cities of Germany, German-speaking cities, uh, they can be united and they can support each other. So that means you can send men to go to a certain area when there's trouble. Uh, this could be organized, loosely organized. This is my idea about a state, a loose state. So, because as you know, countries define themselves more likely about languages. Yeah? So when you have then you go to an area across the river Oder, then you come to Polish-speaking area where you don't understand these people. So that means that's another country, and they organize themselves. Anyway, as I pointed out already in another video, um, this website upik.de is not showing up any results anymore for some reason. I want to try again this time, so we have a link here, because I'm writing here also the political parties are registered as companies, uh, more likely like a club interest, but or organization is the word, but they are registered as companies, and that means companies is always about, it's actually about producing something, but it's about money, business. So that means the political party is business as well. It's all business, money business. Yeah? And that's why it's another reason why you should not vote for this, because this is total bullshit. Yeah? If you would not like this to be a business. If you agree with this is a business, and there might be some people also, then okay, you do whatever you want. But because it's a business, all companies are under the banking system, connected with the banking system. You are ruled by the banks only, not by governments. The bank dictate which direction to go because they get the money. Everyone is dependent on the governments and the companies and so on. So they need the money and they work for the money only. In the US, it is of course the same thing. So the system party, AfD, Alternative for Germany, D is for Germany, Deutschland, you can find on upik.de as a company. So I will click on this link and I will try to find this, because this is now something which could pop up. Maybe I could show this. have to go here to the desktop that you can see already, and something is coming up. Interestingly, you can still see a little bit of the blog, and when I now reduce this, you should see the website UPG, and I actually put exactly the link for to show this political party. Can also search for other parties, the same thing. And he is rejecting the link, you can see this, and is just putting on UPG. That means it's very likely that this is not visible. So I will do this only one time, so I hope that is visible to you. Now we have this UPG page from the second last blog. I tried this already. I go on UPG search, it will show up the UPG search where you put in the name. I will have to do this again because there's some interruption. First, make sure that you see the page also, but you could actually do it yourself. It's also in English language. You only click here at English. So anyway, name, alternative for Germany, but in German language. Alternative für, to make German language, für Deutschland. And then of course in Germany, which is Deutschland. And I will show this now in case of you didn't see the typing. Now it's alternative für Deutschland, and I have to click I'm not a robot. This is I don't need to show you anymore because this is something for so-called security. And then I have to select images with roads on it. And there's another road to hell. Here's another road. Is this another road? Yes. So verify. Yes, he accepted. I'm not a robot, and now he has to search for it. And I want to see. No. Now I want to try one time. It's not the political party. I want to try some companies. Mercedes. So I will show you that I put in Mercedes. Should be actually enough. And then cars. They want to all pictures with cars. So verify. I'm not a robot, and now find. So if Mercedes you cannot find any company with the name Mercedes. Okay, Mercedes they have. Yeah, these are so they only now show up the companies. And maybe if you register to my UPIC, then you might see also the other results. So if you really want to go for it and you want to find out, uh, I don't like to register. I I could do this, or maybe you find some information on the internet about UPIC that something is restricted there. Um, I will show you now. There's a list. Mercedes in Germany. You see already. Uh, you see names like Mercedes Riedel, Mercedes Opitz. These are auto houses. But you also see Yahya Abdullah in Amston, whatever. So you see already having also licenses, you know. So there is, so they show now usual companies. So it's interesting. Before it was not like this. Before they were showing everything, and now I think it is. They were advised not to show these things. Should actually not be companies. So we will go back to the blog. If the blog still there, oh, that's good. So it wasn't for so long time. So if you want to know this, register on this website and try to find some political parties, or you type in the German word for Federal Republic of Germany. Maybe you should actually still, but only for registered users. That's what I think now. So they have adjusted this already. But the information is out already on the internet. So it's also shown, like I wanted to show you now. So you can see the copies of the pages where they are registered with all details, with telephone numbers, and who is the head of this company, like the president of Germany, is the head of the Federal Republic of Germany, and so on. And uh, the Plaza of the Republic is the address. So anyway, this is what we until there. It's about the election. The so-called election is actually only you have a choice between selected people or even selected parties, because not every political party will be accepted. If you want to start a National Socialist German party, German Workers' Party, then this would not be accepted, because there are laws about this to prevent this. So anyway, these are the people are pre-selected, so they are just servants of the system. Yeah, and the people, when they vote for this, then yeah, this is their problem. They will then receive. The only thing is that other people sitting also in this boat, the people who are waking up, and they worry about this, because they will go through the crash, and they worry that they cannot make it because of these idiots. And I also advise everyone who's waking up, don't go for revolution. This is the wrong way. Don't go against the migrants as well. Try better to join with them. You have to stay united. This is now the opportunity to bring all people together, united against the system, as much as is possible, because these people, of course, don't understand anything about it. But they have to learn very fast. But the system already said they will need another 20 years to understand the situation. And then everything is done already. Have a sip. So that means you choose between the chosen ones, you can actually say. You have no other choice. No. And with this, you, how to say, with this you accept the things as they are. If you make this X cross and you give your voice away to these people, they will speak for you. And when you do this, and we call it also the process of electing, election voting, the process of voting is actually give your voice away. They call upon the people. Give your voice for this candidate. Yeah. When you give your voice for this candidate, the people don't understand the real meaning. When you give your voice away, that means you have no more voice, because it's only one voice you have. Yeah. So you need to understand, you give your voice away, you have no more voice. You are not being heard anymore by these people, and they do whatever they want. And now, at the last election, this Chancellor Merkel, she even said, what counted before the election doesn't need to count after the election. So they really become, yeah, I can say nearly rude already to the voting sheepers. You know? This is what they can do, because when the people are so stupid, maybe I would also laugh about that. So anyway, so your sovereign voice, which everyone has, everyone is actually sovereign. If you are growing up, if you have consciousness, that's what they want to prevent. Then you give your sovereign voice to other people who are actually idiots or psychopaths. Pretty good. So it makes you sad, at least a sociopath, if you do this, because the sociopath is actually doing what all other people are doing, and you don't know these people even. You vote for people who are highly criminal, who are killing and murdering children. I only say Pizzagate, who are very satanic. You cannot even believe this. You cannot even imagine, and you vote for this. And that means either you are one of the same, or you are just too stupid. But you cannot be negligent like this. You cannot neglect, especially when it has been told to you. And this is then even worse. This makes you then a fascist, because when it's being told to you and you still ignore this, ignorant, this is actually the right word, you still ignore this, and you still continue to do what you did before. You cannot, you don't want to change. Just continue. You only think, this cannot be. This cannot be. This is all a lie. These people look good in their suits, and so outside they look good, inside they are very dirty. But I just give them power. You give them power with this over you, and finally they can bring you down, and they will bring you down, and they will bring themselves down as well, yeah? Because every human is affected by this. So you don't know these people, and then the the thing where you put the the paper, the voice voting sheet, the voting sheet you put inside. I don't know how it's called in English, but in German they use a term which is actually something. Have a sip. Which is something where you put, when somebody dies, you can burn the body, and when you burn the body, you have the ashes, and the ashes you put into this thing. I just don't know how to call it. And this term or this thing, where you put the ashes in, you can keep it at your home, or you put it, maybe not in your home, but you put it in to the graveyard, whatever. This thing, the name of this thing is also used for the election, for this election box. And there you put it in, you put in yours into this, and wrote it letter owner. Yeah, this is the election owner. That means you actually put your voice, you make your voice to ashes, and the ash you put inside this thing for, the remainings of the dead body. And you cannot make it more clear to the people what actually happens doing. Death to your voice, and death to your soul, death to yourself. Yeah, this is what people are doing. And this is unbelievable. I only know this since a short time. So before I also didn't know it. But now it's very clear. I would never be able to vote, only by force maybe. And even then very reluctant. And they can also use force. So the communist system, they at least go to your home and say, you forgot to vote, please your vote. We even show you where to vote for. Yeah? So this is something, another point which is an indicator for this, that actually it's really insane to do this. If you give a voice, your voice away, then you are like dead. And actually they call these people who are doing this the undead people, right? Zombie undead people. You are like a zombie, and you have no voice, and you are like a children. Like a children. This term here is like a children. You have no voice, you are not being heard, and the parents, father government, mother church, will take care of you, and they want to take care of you as long as they need you. Exactly, that's it. When they don't need you, then the depopulation will come, and this is very short before. I'm pretty sure that for the new age of the Aquarius, that they will have to do this. This is their program. And if this is really wanted by God, or I don't know, it's hard to say. Maybe it has to be like this, but it would not be necessary if the people would evolve to grow up, getting out of childhood, out of this childish behavior. When I see so many people, young and also old people, they're really, really fucked up in their brain. They are so childish, it's unbelievable. Their worldview. But they have to learn their lesson now more and more. They get what they deserve. So that's why you don't need to wonder when they treat you like a child. That's it. So think about it. This election, I hope I put some input for this, that you can change your mind or research it more. There are also other information about this. And tomorrow we will. This doesn't matter. So that's interesting. Yeah? I just went to the video and then already the website was done. Okay, but tomorrow we will do another part. I just don't know what I will do. wanted to say this, but doesn't matter. So this was this talk about aBLOG, and greetings from the flat earth. Have a nice day.